Doom isn't just a game, it's a legend. Released in 1993, it broke barriers, shocked the world, and redefined gaming forever. But behind the demons, shotguns, and chaos, there are stories you've probably never heard. Banned in several countries for its violent and demonic imagery, fans later pushed the limits, running Doom on everything from calculators to refrigerators. To its roots in Dungeons & Dragons and the moral panic it ignited in the 90s, Doom changed gaming forever. Today we're diving into 10 fascinating facts about the game that defined a genre and shook the world. The chainsaw was based on a real one. One of Doom's most iconic weapons, the chainsaw, wasn't just born from imagination. A member of the dev team actually borrowed a real chainsaw from a friend to study how it looked, felt, and most importantly, how it sounded. They recorded its growls and revving noises to capture that raw, brutal energy, then transformed it into digital form for the game. That's why the chainsaw in Doom feels so intense. It's not just pixels and code. It's rooted in the real, terrifying roar of an actual machine. It was one of the first shareware hits. When Doom launched in 1993, ID Software tried something bold. They released the entire first episode of the game as shareware. That meant anyone could download it for free, play a full chunk of the game, and then, if they wanted more, purchase the rest of the episodes directly from ID. This was groundbreaking at the time. Instead of relying only on stores, players spread Doom by sharing floppy disks, BBS boards, and early online services. Word of mouth turned it into a cultural phenomenon. Not only did this model help Doom reach millions of players, it also paved the way for future digital distribution, a method that games still use today. It was banned in several countries. When Doom exploded onto the scene in 1993, it wasn't just praised, it was also banned. The game's intense violence, heavy use of guns, and especially its demonic imagery, caused major controversy. In countries like Germany, authorities considered the game too graphic for younger audiences, so it was either banned outright or heavily censored. Other regions also tried to restrict access, worried it would corrupt players or encourage violent behavior. Ironically, the bans only fueled Doom's popularity, making it feel even more rebellious and forbidden. For many gamers, playing Doom wasn't just fun, it felt like breaking the rules. It was inspired by Dungeons & Dragons. Before Doom became the demon-slaying shooter we know, its creators were huge fans of Dungeons & Dragons. During late-night campaigns, the developers at ID Software explored dark fantasy worlds filled with monsters, magic, and danger. Those adventures planted the seeds for Doom's atmosphere. The idea of battling terrifying creatures, descending into hellish realms, and facing impossible odds all came directly from the tabletop sessions they played together. So, while Doom may look like a pure sci-fi action game, at its core, it carries the DNA of classic role-playing imagination, transforming dice and paper into pixels and demons. It changed gaming forever. Doom didn't just entertain, it transformed the entire gaming industry. Before 1993, first-person shooters were rare and clunky. But Doom introduced fast-paced action, immersive 3D environments, and thrilling multiplayer gameplay. It didn't stop there. The game encouraged modding, inspiring a huge community to create new maps and content. Online play, Doom popularized it. Level design, Doom set the standard. Nearly every FPS that came after owes something to it. From Halo to Call of Duty, Doom's DNA is everywhere. It didn't just change gaming in the 90s, it shaped the future of video games forever. It ran on surprising hardware. Doom's engine was so versatile that fans started pushing it far beyond what anyone expected. Over the years, the game has been ported to almost everything imaginable, not just PCs and consoles, but calculators, ATMs, smartwatches, and even refrigerators. The saying, "Will it run Doom?" became an internet challenge, and people kept finding more bizarre devices that could handle the game. Now, some ports were just for fun. Others were technical showcases of how flexible the original code was. This strange tradition cemented Doom's place as not just a game, but a benchmark for creativity and geek culture. If it has a screen, chances are someone has made it run Doom. It popularized the term deathmatch. When Doom was released in 1993, it didn't just change single-player gaming, it transformed multiplayer forever. For the first time, players could connect their computers through a local network and battle each other in fast-paced matches. The developers at ID Software even coined a new word for it, deathmatch. This concept of competing to see who could rack up the most kills quickly became legendary, spreading across college campuses and offices in the mid-90s. What started as a fun experiment in Doom went on to define an entire era of competitive gaming, laying the foundation for modern online shooters like Counter-Strike, Halo, and Call of Duty. It sparked moral panic. When Doom launched in the 90s, it didn't just change gaming, it shook society. Politicians, parents, and even religious groups claimed the game promoted violence, satanic imagery, and corruption of youth. Some schools even banned it from their computers, while media outlets called it a murder simulator. Of course, fans saw it differently, not as a tool for evil, but as a groundbreaking step in interactive entertainment. Still, the controversy only made Doom more infamous, cementing its place as one of the most talked about games of its era. It almost had a different name. Before the developers settled on the iconic title, Doom, the game went through a few ideas. Early suggestions included clunky options like Attack of the Attackers and the darker Doomsday. But John Carmack, the lead programmer at ID Software, had something else in mind. He was inspired by a line from the movie, The Color of Money, where Tom Cruise opens a briefcase full of a pool cue and simply says one word, Doom. That single word carried the perfect mix of power, danger, and simplicity. And so, instead of a long or forgettable title, gamers got Doom, a name that became legendary and forever tied to the rise of first-person shooters. Doom, it was sent to space. Doom wasn't just a hit on Earth, it literally made it to space. During the 1990s, astronauts aboard the space shuttle brought laptops loaded with the Doom to play during downtime. Imagine floating in zero gravity, blasting demons from hell while orbiting the planet. It became one of the very first video games ever played in outer space, proving that even astronauts couldn't resist the pull of Doom. It wasn't just groundbreaking in technology and gameplay, it also broke boundaries by leaving the Earth itself. Love Doom as much as we do? Smash that like button, drop a comment with your favorite Doom memory. Don't forget to follow for more gaming facts.